Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 12 noon in Honolulu, 5 o'clock in New York. It is Monday, November 27th, 2017, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Nice upside follow through in gold, with gold trading higher on the day, about $7, $6.90 in terms of settlement, closing just below 1300 at 1294.20, and the high today, by the way, was 1299. Silver, on the other hand, came in unchanged on the day, still eking out 1 cent above $17 per ounce at 1701, and the dollar was fractionally higher, up about 0.2% at 92.83. Interesting day in gold trading, with gold trading up now about $6.50, currently fixed at $1293.80. That is of December's contract. We will be looking at the February contract, and as you will see, there's really not that much volume in open interest yet, so a little bit early, but that's where we'll be looking probably to place our next trade. The interesting thing in today's activity is the fact that when we look at our 50-day moving average, we can see a distinction from what we saw last week, in which the market traded over that on a closing basis. However, that move was to be very, very short-lived, because on the following Monday, this would be Monday of last week, we had the market sizably move back into that defined trading range and actually closed below the open on Sunday. Then we did get a modest recovery. This would have been Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we had that nice spike up in which we once again broke above the 50-day moving average. Now, the interesting thing is we had a holiday kind of set in the middle of that. This red candle here represents a half-a-day trading session that occurred on Friday, and even though it did trade lower on the day, it did manage to close above the 50-day moving average. And then today, what is unique to me, and it's something we have not seen in quite some time, is we actually opened and closed above gold's 50-day moving average. Because if we take a look at the last pop or occurrence above that, and this happened middle of October, we can see that even though on one day it closed above it, the next day was this hangman character in which we saw the market open and then close lower but still close above it, and that was followed by a dramatic sell-off on the next day in which it went back into that defined trading range. So at least for now, I am noticing a distinct difference. We absolutely have built a base, and the way that I look at it in terms of a straight technical indicator is the fact that I'm looking at former levels of resistance. I'll draw a line across at about 1290, and that's where we get these series of tops that are really showing some headwinds and real resistance in the market. But traders, as we have talked about, recent price action is definitely demonstrating that we have a unique difference in the market, in that we have sustained closes above that average. And to me, that signals a high potential for us to move back into rally mode in regards to gold pricing. Traders, therefore, it is my recommendation that we begin to accumulate positions in gold from the long side. Currently, I'm looking to see if we get any kind of dips that stay above the 50-day moving average but are lower than our current price point to enter the market. But we will send out a special trade alert via email as well as SMS text message. And traders, lastly, I do want to spend a second taking a look at current Bitcoin pricing. Bitcoin moving up tremendously, now trading at about $9,600 per Bitcoin. A tremendous move, considering that as recently as the middle of November, November 13th, we were looking at about $5,300 per Bitcoin. It is certainly something that we want to add into the fold and allow our traders to profit. According to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, they will begin trading futures contracts on Bitcoin second week of December. So between now and then, I do want to familiarize those that are not that familiar with Bitcoin exactly what this cryptocurrency is, why I believe that it will be around for a while, and why I believe that it will offer us tremendous opportunities in trading. For the time being, we're remaining flat in our gold position, although we will be looking to layer on positions. We just want to be able to add at the most effective price. Traders, as we talked about during the show, I really feel positive about what we're seeing in gold. The fact that it's formed a base down at that double bottom, the fact that it's now traded over its 50-day moving average, that to me is a respectable move and is definitely something that is significant. But you also saw at the end of the show, we took a look at the Bitcoin charts, and Bitcoin alone was up about 2.5% on the day. It has been running rampant throughout the year, and the day doesn't really give you an idea of the totality of the kind of move we've seen. In fact, over this last month, it has moved up 68%, and in terms of yearly gains, we're at 1,181% gain in Bitcoin over this last year. There's tremendous growth in there. Is there a bubble upcoming? To be honest with you, I don't know. I know we've got extreme volatility. I know that at some point we probably will see it come down harshly, as we did last month when it went from 85 down to 5,000 and then back up. But nonetheless, bubble is something that I don't know if we will see. I don't think it's going to be the same as tulips in Holland, because whereas they put an intrinsic value to that, the value to Bitcoin is the demand for the coin itself and the volume and liquidity within that cryptocurrency. We'll begin to talk more and more about Bitcoin as we get closer to the day in which the Chicago Mercantile Exchange goes ahead and begins trading that on the futures exchange. And from what I understand, that will be on December 10th. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another Daily Update review. Bye-bye.